Imagine a world where everyone believes the future belongs only to electric cars. Governments push it, billionaires invest in it, and companies like Tesla and BYD dominate the headlines every single day. But while the whole world was busy chasing electric dreams, one company stayed silent, quietly building something that doesn't need a plug, doesn't fear range anxiety, and might just destroy the EV hype once and for all. That company is Honda. Yes, the same Honda that brought us the Civic, Accord, and the legendary Type R. But this time, they've done something completely different, something that could flip the entire automobile industry upside down. Because what they've created is not a typical hybrid, not a full EV, but something so advanced, engineers are calling it a hyper-hybrid revolution. And here's the shocking part. This new system doesn't just compete with electric cars, it solves their biggest problems. So what exactly has Honda done? How does this mysterious engine work? And why are experts saying this could end the electric car race before it even begins? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you think about the future of cars. Before the Honda we know today, before the roaring engines, the smooth sedans, and the futuristic hybrids, there was just one man, Soichiro Honda, a poor mechanic with oil-stained hands and an impossible dream. He wasn't born into money or power. In fact, his story begins in a small village in Japan, where he spent his childhood fixing bicycles and building small machines out of scrap metal. Everyone thought he was just another kid obsessed with engines. But Soichiro saw something nobody else did, a future where Japanese engineering could stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. When he founded Honda Motor Company, people laughed at him. Japan was recovering from war, resources were scarce, and everyone said starting a car company was suicide. But Soichiro didn't just want to build cars. He wanted to change what a car could be. He failed many times. His early piston rings were rejected by Toyota. His first factory was destroyed in an air raid, then another by an earthquake. Most people would have quit, but not him. He rebuilt everything from scratch, every single time. That relentless spirit is what shaped Honda's DNA, innovation born from failure, and technology born from persistence. And decades later, that same mindset still drives Honda engineers today. Because while other car makers chase trends and headlines, Honda quietly perfects its craft, one innovation at a time. For years, Honda seemed quiet, almost too quiet. While Tesla, BYD, and Lucid were battling for headlines, Honda engineers were locked away in research centers across Japan, working on something that could rewrite the rules of clean mobility. Then, almost without warning, they unveiled what they call the HEV hyper-hybrid system, a technology that left the EV world speechless. At first glance, it looks like just another hybrid. But once you understand how it works, you realize it's nothing short of revolutionary. Unlike traditional hybrids, Honda's system doesn't simply switch between an engine and a motor, it thinks for itself. At low speeds, it drives purely on electric power, gliding silently like a full EV. But when you accelerate, the gasoline engine doesn't power the wheels directly. Instead, it charges the generator, which then sends energy to the motor. The result? Instant torque, EV-level efficiency, and zero range anxiety. And here's the wild part. On highways, the system switches again, letting the engine drive the wheels directly for maximum power and fuel savings. The entire process happens seamlessly, like the car is reading your mind. No charging cables, no waiting at stations, no expensive batteries, just performance, intelligence, and balance. Experts began calling it the missing link between gasoline and full electric, a bridge to the future that doesn't sacrifice convenience or sustainability. And while Tesla was struggling with battery shortages and other EV companies faced recalls and software glitches, Honda's silent revolution was already on the road, real, reliable, and ready. While other automakers were shouting about the future of EVs, Honda was whispering, quietly building something bigger. You see, unlike Tesla or BYD, Honda didn't chase hype. They played the long game. For years, they avoided the flashy marketing, the dramatic unveilings, and the overpromises that often haunted their competitors. Instead, they invested billions into R&D, gathering data from real drivers, studying how people actually use their cars every day. They realized something simple but powerful. Most people don't need a full EV, they just need freedom. freedom from range anxiety, freedom from charging delays, freedom from battery degradation. And that's where Honda found its edge. While Tesla was struggling to build enough superchargers, Honda was perfecting its hybrid engines to deliver the same feeling as an EV, but without a single cable. While others fought battery fires and software bugs, Honda focused on reliability and trust, two things money can't buy, but history can prove. And here's the genius part. Honda quietly released these hyper-hybrids into the market under familiar names: the Civic, Accord, CR-V. No flashy announcements, no futuristic concept cars. Just the cars people already love, now powered by the most advanced hybrid system ever made. To the average buyer, it felt like just another Honda. But to the experts, it was clear this was a technological leap disguised as simplicity. Then came the shock that no one saw coming. Across the globe, electric car sales started to slow down. Charging stations couldn't keep up. Power grids were straining under massive demand. And as energy prices soared, people began asking a question no one dared to ask before. Are we really ready for a fully electric world? Countries that once promised a fast transition to EVs started quietly delaying their deadlines. Reports surfaced about failing batteries, skyrocketing replacement costs, and used EVs losing value faster than ever. Even Tesla faced pressure, production issues, layoffs, and falling demand in key markets. And just as the world began to question the future of EVs, Honda's long game suddenly made perfect sense. While others were scrambling to fix problems, Honda already had the solution on the road. Their HEV system offered the efficiency of electric driving, without the headaches. No infrastructure problems, no fear of battery shortages, no waiting for a charge. Just smooth, intelligent driving. It was as if Honda had seen the future years ahead and quietly prepared for this very moment. Sales for their hybrid models surged, customer trust grew stronger than ever, and industry experts began calling Honda's approach the realistic revolution. Because while the rest of the world chased headlines, Honda had chased sustainability. Just when everyone thought Honda had reached its peak with the HEV system, whispers began to spread inside the industry. Rumors of a secret lab in Tochigi, Japan, a place where engineers weren't just improving engines, they were reinventing them. And then, the leaks started. Documents, test photos, insider reports, all hinting at something Honda called Project Alpha H. At first, nobody knew what it meant. But then experts pieced it together. Honda was working on a hydrogen-electric hybrid, a system that could combine the clean power of hydrogen with the instant response of electric motors. This wasn't just an upgrade, it was a game-changer. Unlike battery EVs, hydrogen cars can refuel in minutes and produce zero emissions. The problem has always been cost and infrastructure, but Honda claims to have cracked it. Their engineers designed a compact hydrogen power unit that's lighter, cheaper, and more efficient than anything seen before. And according to insiders, Honda's new prototype doesn't just run, it thrives. Early tests show acceleration rivaling top-tier EVs, with a range that leaves even Tesla's best models behind. It's not just about performance, though. It's about vision. Because while the world debates between electric and gas, Honda may have already built a bridge to a third future, one that's faster, cleaner, and more adaptable than either side imagined. And here's where it gets interesting. The project isn't staying secret for long. Honda recently confirmed plans to launch a next-gen fuel cell vehicle in partnership with GM, hinting that what's been brewing in the shadows is finally ready for the spotlight. For over a decade, the EV crown has belonged to just two names, Tesla and BYD. Tesla ruled the West with innovation and style. BYD conquered the East with price and scale. Together, they looked untouchable. But now, Honda has entered the arena, not with noise, but with precision. And the giants are starting to feel the pressure. See, Tesla's strength has always been batteries and software. But those same batteries are becoming its biggest weakness, expensive, heavy, and dependent on rare materials that are running out fast. BYD, on the other hand, dominates the budget market, but critics say its cars still struggle with long-term reliability and global brand trust. Then comes Honda, the silent contender with a 70-year legacy of engineering perfection, a global reputation for reliability, and millions of loyal drivers who trust the brand with their lives. Their strategy isn't to outhype or outspend competitors, it's to outlast them. While others build around limited charging networks, Honda builds cars that fit into everyday life right now. And the numbers are starting to show it. Hybrid sales are climbing while full EV sales slow down. Reviewers are calling Honda's HEV system the smartest powertrain in the world. Even Tesla owners are taking notice, many praising Honda's efficiency and ease of use. The real question isn't whether Honda can catch up, it's whether the EV giants can adapt before Honda's innovation makes their tech look outdated. Because in a market obsessed with the future, Honda might be the only company that's actually building one that works. Just when it seemed Honda had played all its cards, they revealed something that stunned the entire tech world. They're not just building cars anymore. At CES and in secret prototypes, Honda has started blending artificial intelligence, robotics, and clean energy into one bold vision, a world where machines move like humans think. Their newest concept? A fully autonomous AI-powered mobility platform, a vehicle that learns from its driver, predicts behavior, and even adapts its personality over time. Imagine a car that doesn't just respond to commands, but understands you, your habits, your mood, your style of driving. That's Honda's next frontier. And it doesn't stop there. The company is already testing electric aircrafts and robotic mobility devices powered by the same hybrid and hydrogen technologies we've been talking about. The goal is simple but revolutionary: to create a connected ecosystem where land, air, and human movement are seamlessly integrated. To most automakers, innovation means a faster car or a better battery. To Honda, it means changing how humanity moves. The same company that started in a small workshop with broken bicycle parts is now designing machines that might one day fly you to work, powered by clean energy, guided by AI, and inspired by a dream that began nearly a century ago. Because for Honda, the future isn't electric or hybrid or hydrogen, it's limitless. So now you know, while the world was racing toward one direction, Honda was quietly paving another road. A road built not on empty promises or flashy marketing, but on engineering, patience, and purpose. From a small workshop in Japan to global dominance, Honda has proven one thing over and over again. You don't have to be the loudest to make the biggest impact. And as the world's biggest carmakers struggle to redefine the future, Honda may have already built it. A future where freedom, innovation, and reliability all exist in perfect balance. Because in the end, it's not about being first to the finish line. It's about being the one who builds the road everyone else drives on. Automobile dashing away. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button, because the next chapter of Honda's journey might just change everything you thought you knew about the future of cars.